Hey, what's going on, yogis? Welcome to day 4. Welcome back. It's great to have you here. And yes, I called you yogis. In my most humble of opinions, I believe at this point you have earned the title. You now know Warrior 1, Warrior 2, Warrior 3, but more importantly, you're learning the essentials of how to quiet your mind, how to become more aware of yourself, how to approach your edge with wisdom and grace and not go beyond your edge, to be a human being, not a human doing, to recharge those batteries. So, yogis, let's get started. Today's class is going to be an intro to a flow. Flow yoga really is when the emphasis is on the sequence. So, moving from one pose to another in a way that makes sense, that takes you from warming up to a peak pose and then cooling down. We're going to get started in a seated position. So coming onto your blanket or your block in a cross-legged position, comfort pose, or in hero's pose. And once you set in and settle in, start to close your eyes if you feel comfortable. And bringing attention to your breath. Checking in with yourself. How have you shown up today physically? Noticing your physical body without judgment, building awareness. Honoring any places in your body that might need you to be more gentle as we go through this flow. How did you show up today emotionally? And imagining just giving yourself permission to not be perfect in your relationships or to not be perfect in how you love yourself. Creating some gentleness there is a nice step to doing a better job of taking care of yourself and others. And then moving into the cerebral region, our busy minds. Noticing the quality of your thoughts today. Doing that with awareness, not with judgment. With awareness comes the ability to make changes in your life that you're seeking. And with yoga, your ability to become aware becomes more intuitive over time. From here, we're going to drop our right hand, take our left hand out to the side, inhale, slowly reach up. Exhale, reaching towards the side, letting your head hover. Then inhale, take that top hand, let it hover about a foot or so above your mat. And then bottom hand to the side of your head. Exhale, come back to center. Second side, right hand, inhale to reach up. Exhale to reach towards the opposite wall. Inhale, hand back up and over. Exhale, helping your head back to center. Nice. From here, we're going to come into tabletop position. Taking a moment to get there, to stack your knees underneath your hips, your wrists underneath your shoulders. Inhale, we're going to drop our stomach, lift our heart, look up into cow. Exhale, round that spine into cat. Inhale, reaching up, looking up. Exhale, round. Warming up our spines again. Inhale, look up. Exhale, tuck your tail. Coming into a neutral, right hand in front of you, left heel behind you. Inhale to reach further in both directions. Exhale to round and kiss that knee with that elbow. Inhale, re-extend. Exhale, round, elbow towards knee. Inhale, re-extend. Exhale, lower to tabletop. Left hand forward, right heel behind you. Feel stable here first, then inhale, reach in both directions. Exhale, round, elbow towards knee. Inhale, re-extend. Exhale, elbow towards knee. Inhale to re-extend. Exhale, back to tabletop. From here, you're going to take your right hand up towards the ceiling, a nice twist, gazing up towards your hand. And then exhale, thread the needle, right arm underneath left, coming down to the right side of your face. Take another nice long breath here. Let it go. And then push through that palm, slowly unravel. Bring that hand right back up towards the ceiling. And exhale, lower down. Nice. From here, left hand straight up towards the ceiling. Exhale, thread the needle, second side. Bringing your attention to your breath. Noticing, where do your thoughts go when you have nowhere to be except still? Can you use your breath to also make more still your thoughts? And then push through your palms, slowly unravel, reaching back up towards that ceiling. Exhale, lower down. Nice. From here in tabletop, we're going to take our right foot to the outside of our right hand. And then from here, I'd like you to tuck your left toes, lift your left knee, and just bring it back a little bit to lengthen your stance. And then we're going to just come down either onto forearms or onto blocks, maybe just onto fists, moving in to our right hip area. You don't have to go far since we're still just warming up. If you feel like it's comfortable in your body, you can start to peel open your right foot like a book, coming onto the right edge of your foot. Making sure if you're doing that to continue to stack your knee above your ankle so that you're honoring your joints. And then from here, you're going to slowly shift your weight back and straighten that front leg. And then we're going to take our hands and frame that leg. And on our fingertips, start to crawl towards your foot, pausing when you've reached your edge. Awakening the backs of our legs, our hamstrings that get so tight. Such a great, strong muscle group that needs our patience. If you're working on lengthening in the hamstring area, this is something that happens over time. So to not feel like you need to force the process, but instead just kind of let go of the grip. Very nice. From here, go ahead and help yourself up into bringing your knees together. We're going to move back towards hero's pose. So if you need a block in between your feet, go ahead and set yourself up that way. Otherwise, coming down to sit upon your heels, letting your feet be flat behind you. We're going to take eagle arms, so taking arms out to both sides, and then sweeping your left elbow underneath your right, continuing to twist, bringing your fingers towards your palm. Close your eyes here if comfortable and breathe up that back. And then exhale out the tension. Slowly unravel, spread your hands out again. And this time crossing right elbow under left. Nice. Slowly unraveling. From here, we're going to shift back into tabletop and then take your hands one palm print forward. Tuck your toes, lift your knees, and we're going to push back into downward facing dog. bringing your biceps inward towards your ears, and then bending both knees generously, bringing your tailbone up higher towards the ceiling, and then slowly starting to re-straighten your legs. Nice. From here, inhale, lift that right leg up behind you. Look between your hands. Exhale, step it through. We're going to come up into warrior two. So that's your tightrope alignment. Glancing straight and strong through that back leg. Bent through the front, stacking your knee over your ankle, extending your arms. Inhale, flip that front hand. Exhale, take it back. Inhale, back to warrior two. Exhale. Inhale, warrior two. Exhale, cartwheel your hands down. Step back into plank. Lower your knees if you need to. Hug your elbows in as you slowly lower down. Untuck your toes. Inhale, baby cobra, peeling up. Exhale, back down. Inhale, pushing up and through, tabletop. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, left foot straight up behind you. Look through your hands. Exhale, step it through, warrior two, second side. Inhale, flip your front hand. Exhale, take it back. Inhale, warrior two. Exhale, forearm to front leg, reaching overhead. Inhale, warrior two. Exhale, cartwheel down, step back into plank and hold here for a moment. Making sure your fingers are spread, that you're spreading the weight out evenly in between all 10 fingers. And then hug your elbow creases forward. Reach your heels back. And then shift your weight slightly towards your toes. We're going to lower to chaturanga, so we're not going all the way down. You're going to hug your elbows in and hover. And then lower all the way down. Baby cobra. Exhale, lower down. This time make a pillow, one hand on top of the other, and turn your gaze to one side and rest. Just closing your eyes here if comfortable. Linking your mind to your breath. And then lifting your head up, take the opposite hand on top and turn your gaze to the second side. And then lifting your gaze. From here, we're going to take our right arm out like a goalpost. We're going to go into our shoulder area. The way we're going to do that is we're going to take our left hand and use that as a leverage as we peel onto the right side of our body. Okay. Bringing your attention back to your breath. Making any micro adjustments you need to if you're very tight in your shoulders. This is where you definitely want to listen to your inner teacher. Find an angle that works for you and then just soften into this pose. Nice, very slowly coming back to center. We're going to switch sides, so take your left arm about the shape of a goalpost. And then using your right hand, you're going to gently push yourself onto your left side body. Make any micro adjustments you need. And then when you find a nice stretch, just really settling into stillness here. Nice. Now coming back through center. Pushing yourself back through tabletop, shifting your weight towards your heels, coming up into downward facing dog. This time looking between your hands, bend your knees, and then walk yourself to the front of your mat and fold over. Bend your knees generously. Forward fold. Bend your knees enough so that you can rest your torso on your thighs. Let your head dangle here. Inhale, bring your hands to your shins and start to straighten your back, imagining reaching the crown of your head forward and your shoulders back. This is called halfway lift. Exhale, bend your knees, forward fold. We're going to do that again. Inhale, straighten your legs, slide your hands up your legs, halfway lift. Exhale, bend your knees, forward fold. Inhale slowly to stand, taking your hands out to the sides and reach up. Exhale, hands to your heart. Nice. Again, inhale, reach up. Exhale, forward fold, bend your knees. Inhale, halfway lift, shoulders back, flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale to stand, reach up. Exhale, hands to your heart. Again, inhale to reach up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale slowly to rise. Exhale, hands to your heart. Now take a big step back with your left foot. We're coming into warrior one. So you're on railroad tracks. Your back foot is at an angle, bending through your front leg. Take your hands to your hip bones and notice where they're pointing, and then try to bring that direction to the front of your mat. The wider your stance, the easier it is to bring your hips forward. And then inhale to reach up. From here, we're going to stutter step into warrior three. Looking at something not moving on the floor. If you want to challenge your balance even further, you could bring your hands down towards your standing leg. And then from here, we're going to gracefully step back into warrior one. Bringing our hands down to our mat, stepping back into plank, elbow creases forward, shifting your weight towards your toes. Exhale, chaturanga and hover. And then lower all the way down. Inhale, peel up, baby cobra. Exhale, lower down. Pushing back through tabletop. Shifting your weight towards your heels. Coming up into downward facing dog. Inhale, lift your left leg straight up behind you. Look through your hands. Exhale, step your left foot towards your left hand. Back foot setting up for warrior one. And when steady, coming to rise. You feeling the heat yet? It's good. We're flowing. From here, we're going to set up for warrior three. So stutter step if needed. Launching. Back foot trying to move towards being parallel to the floor. Looking at something not moving. Gazing softly at the floor. If you want to challenge your balance further, holding on to that standing leg. Then very gracefully stepping back into warrior one. And then from here, you're going to turn your front foot in and we're going to stand at the width of our mat. The stand should be about as wide as if you were to spread your hands out side to side, that your feet are falling somewhere underneath your hands. Okay, so this is called starfish pose. We're going to take our hands to our hips. We've done this before. We're going to take a nice wide-legged forward fold, hinging at your hips, coming all the way down. We've warmed up quite a bit, so this is going to now allow us to maybe sink in further in this shape than we did on a previous class. Using your breath to try to quiet your mind, just focusing on this shape, this present moment, the good that you're doing for your body. Then from here, bending your knees slightly, taking your hands back to your hips, tuck your chin, and very, very slowly roll on up and bring your feet together. Standing in Tadasana for a moment, remembering to intentionally place your feet parallel to one another, roughly hip distance apart, tightening your core ever so slightly for integrity of your spine, letting your shoulders relax. We'll end class today with some balancing poses. So I'm going to walk you through tree pose. The first step to tree, and if you don't take your steps, you're going to be one of these trees that's like timber, right? So steps, foundation, foundation, build upon foundation. Such a great metaphor for life too. So put all your weight in your right leg and bend your left. From here, simply place your left heel resting on the inside of your right leg. And let your hands rest facing forward, relaxed along your side. From here, you can explore, and again, you're going to look at something not moving. You can explore placing that foot to the inside of your calf. If you feel like you can and want to go further today, you would then reach for your ankle, bypass your knee. You don't want to put a lot of pressure on your knee, so we're going up above our knee to our inner thigh, and then you are going to press your foot against your inner thigh while simultaneously your inner thigh presses back. That makes the seal. All right, if your foot is slippery, perhaps you're practicing in socks, not recommended for tree. Another trick I've learned over the year, because my foot used to slide a lot, was I found that if I placed my foot a little bit towards the front of my leg, as opposed further back, that I had a better chance of feeling really stable there. So I'm just going to throw that suggestion your way, but again, all of our anatomies are so different, so you're going to have to explore what works best for you. And then if you feel stable here, the last step would be growing your branches up towards the ceiling. For those who are feeling like this is a no-brainer, then the last and final step, if you dare, is to close your eyes. And wherever you are, coming out of it as graceful as you went in. And then shake it out. All right, second side. All of your weight in your left leg, straight and strong. Step 1, heel towards your ankle. Step 2, perhaps bringing the sole of your foot towards your calf. Step 3, and again, any step you're on today is the step you're supposed to be on. So no need to go further. Step 3, however, if you're interested, taking the sole of your foot to the inside of your thigh, making sure you have a stable seal. Perhaps this is where you stay, or taking your arms up towards the ceiling. And lastly, closing your eyes, which always brings a gust of wind into the room somehow when I do that. And then trying to get out of this, like you know, our mind, when we're in something kind of uncomfortable, we want to race out of it. See if you can retrain your mind right now to say, okay, this is uncomfortable. I've been here too long. I want out. See if you can say, but I'm just going to take my time getting out of it anyway. All right. From here, we're going to come down onto our backs. Take that right foot straight up towards the ceiling. You don't need a strap or a belt. If you have one nearby, great. You can loop it around your foot. Otherwise, a no prop variation is just interlace your fingers behind your leg, hold it steady. And then bending that leg, hugging it in. Stretch your other leg, your left leg along your mat, and then let's cross that leg over our body for a moment. Cross it towards the left and then gaze towards your right shoulder. Inhale, bring that knee back through center, and then allow that leg to just extend out in front of you. On your next inhale, tighten your core, and then bring your left leg straight up towards the ceiling, interlacing your fingers behind that leg to support it, or using a strap or a belt. And then bending that leg, hugging it. Taking it with just your right hand, extending your left arm out to the side. Let's cross that leg over our body and then gaze towards your left shoulder. Inhale, bring that knee back to center, and then let go of that leg. Setting up for Shavasana, your final rest. Taking a moment again to notice, how do you feel now physically in your body? How do you feel now in your heart, in your head? And if you've had any increased sense of peace in this practice, in these last few minutes, see if you can find moments in your day to recreate that. Then rolling onto your right side, pausing there for a moment. In gratitude for yourself, for trying a flow. Pushing up to a comfortable seat. We did it. We flowed. Woo! Namaste.